All right, today we're diving into a hidden world, a kind of forest that you've probably never seen before. It's a realm of giants, absolutely crucial to ocean life, and it's vanishing right before our very eyes. Okay, so when you think of a forest, what comes to mind? Probably tall trees on land, right? Well, the forest we're talking about today is completely different. It's a vibrant world hidden just beneath the waves. And in this forest, the trees are these incredible golden brown giants. They're not made of wood, nope. They're made of living, swaying algae that can stretch hundreds of feet up through the water, creating this breathtaking, sun-dappled canopy. But this isn't just a bunch of plants. Think of it more like a bustling underwater city. It's a complex, super dynamic ecosystem that provides critical food and shelter for countless marine creatures, from the tiniest little guys to the biggest fish. Yeah. Now imagine that this incredible underwater world is in deep trouble. Because it is. These forests are disappearing, and their collapse threatens the health of our entire ocean. So, to really get a grip on what we're losing, we first need to understand what these ecosystems even are. People often call them the rainforests of the sea. And honestly, it's for a really good reason. So what are kelp forests? Well, they're these dense underwater areas just packed with kelp. And look, this isn't your average seaweed. It's a type of large brown algae that forms the foundation of one of the most productive and dynamic ecosystems on the entire planet. No exaggeration. So, if these forests are so incredibly important, why are they vanishing? The tough reality is they're facing an onslaught, and it's coming from multiple directions all at once. It's a relentless, multi-front assault. You've got the slow, creeping pressure of climate change, which then gets punctuated by these really intense marine heat waves. Then you have more frequent and severe storms that literally rip the kelp right off the seafloor. Add in coastal development polluting their waters, and then you have a biological threat: unchecked overgrazing by hordes of hungry sea urchins. And this all leads to a really terrifying tipping point. See, in a healthy forest, you have predators like sea otters that keep the urchin numbers in check. But when those predators disappear, the urchin population just explodes. They swarm across the seafloor, eating everything in their path, and they transform a vibrant, complex forest into what's called an urchin barren, a desolate, pretty much lifeless wasteland. Now, this isn't just some sad story about seaweed. The collapse of these ecosystems has these huge, cascading consequences that reach far beyond the shoreline. And believe it or not, they directly impact us. So a vital ecosystem is vanishing. What does that actually mean for us? What are the services, the benefits that we stand to lose? Maybe forever. The scale of the loss is just staggering. We lose these massive biodiversity hotspots, 40% of the value, right there. They act as nurseries for the very fish that support entire coastal industries and, yeah, end up on our plates. We also lose a powerful engine for capturing carbon, a key ally against climate change. Then there's the direct source of resources for food, medicine, all sorts of industries. And we even lose natural protection for our coastlines from storm surges. It's a massive, multi-level loss. The point is, this goes way beyond being just an environmental issue. The loss of kelp is a major economic, social, and ecological crisis, all rolled into one. But listen, this isn't where the story ends. Amid all this crisis, there is actually hope. Scientists, conservationists, and entire communities are pioneering ways to not just protect what's left, but to actively rebuild what we've already lost. A huge part of the solution is something called kelp aquaculture. This is basically farming the ocean. Now, it's a strategy that provides kelp for commercial products, sure, but way more importantly, it gives us a powerful tool to kickstart the restoration of these amazing underwater forests. And the process itself is both really elegant and practical. It starts by collecting spores from the surviving kelp, the ones that have proven to be the most resilient. These are grown into tiny seedlings in a lab. Then they're seeded onto things like rope or even small rocks. Finally, these are taken out and planted back on the ocean floor to become the foundation of a brand new forest. And the science here is getting even smarter. Researchers are now studying what's called the kelp microbiome. That's the community of helpful bacteria that live right on the kelp, to figure out how to make these restoration efforts even more successful in a changing ocean. It's pretty cool stuff. But you know, a single farm here or a single restoration project there, it's just not going to be enough. The scale of this problem demands a solution of equal scale. We're talking about a coordinated global effort. And the scientific community is really clear on this. The source material for this whole explainer ends with the direct plea for, and I'm quoting here, international collaboration in the conservation and restoration of these iconic forests. This is a global challenge and it absolutely requires a global response. So, there it is. The science shows us the problem, it shows us the consequences, and it shows us a potential path forward. The fate of these beautiful, vital underwater worlds, it really is in our hands. The only question left is, are we ready to rebuild them?